So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Who Talks First. How are you doing? Doing good?
I'm pretty sure I can hear them. They're like, we're doing fine.
This episode is a very special last minute episode entitled Your Husbando is Shit.
Yep. So get ready for that. If you're easily offended, why are you here?
Yeah, don't want to be here.
Yep.
If you like any of your shit husbands,
sorry.
Get out of here.
We're about to shit talk 'em.
We're about to shit talk it all, because this episode is...
We don't care.
Because Solo has to go to work.
I do.
In a half hour, and
we gotta put up a podcast. We've been very busy with Disneyland, as you will see in the videos to come.
Yes, or have already seen.
Yes,
seen
one of them is already up.
Yeah, which has done surprisingly well.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
It's fun.
For
We had a lot of fun.
Our channel.
Yeah.
Our channel gets like 10 views on things, so when
Thank
we
you,
get over
10.
10 views, thank you guys for your continued patronage.
Yes.
Anyway, welcome to Your Husbando is Shit. Let's talk about your shit husbandos. 1, Darth Maul.
Yep.
Sucks. He's the worst. Absolute worst. Had great potential. Sucked balls.
And then they just shot him to shit, and then your guys just whining brought him back to life.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this. Darth Maul comes in. Like I said, great potential.
Looked awesome.
Character design.
I was like, spooky, very iconic looking.
Very cool. Put him on a sticker. People know who he is.
Yep.
Great silhouette. Brilliant character design. He's dead. He died. Don't you
He
garbage
got cut in half.
and tell me that hate kept him alive, because
Absolutely.
it's not like he got his legs chopped off or got an arm cut off.
No.
Or
He got most of his upper torso cut off.
he was cut in half.
Like-
In half.
Yeah, I'd say even more than half, actually. Like, he gets cut, like the bottom of your rib cage down. It was, like, gone.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
I guess I don't know the physiology, that's a word, of that race, but I'm pretty sure there's probably important things down there.
Probably. And I know that, like, lightsabers cauterize things, like, immediately and wouldn't have just, like, bled out.
No, but you're still missing... I'm assuming all races expel waste.
Probably.
So how are you expelling the waste?
How's he
Maul?
pooping? How's Maul pooping? That's the real...
It's a valid question.
And by the title, Your Husbando is Shit, how does your husbando shit?
How does he? Is he just full of shit now, forever?
This is gonna be the best podcast we've ever done.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because, I mean, they cauterized it, so even if he did have a butthole somewhere else, it's cauterized now.
It's closed off.
So...
It makes me so, like, plot devices, I've talked about this a million times, with when you die, you stay dead. And, well, there's some situations where I'm like, oh, awesome, we assumed you were dead, but
we didn't actually know, and cool.
You come back, cool. But I'm like, with a character like Maul, where it was so blatantly clear that he was intended to die.
Yes.
If he even came back in the movies, I'd be a little more understanding of it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He's intended to have died there.
Yeah.
Just...
They bring him back in Clone Wars, and you're like, why? Just to make Obi-Wan's life hell? So he can get revenge on Obi-Wan, even though Obi-Wan didn't strike first. Maul killed Qui-Gon. That's what the revenge was.
I need revenge over...
Revenge for his revenge?
It's a revenge cycle. It's like a revengeception.
Well, it's stupid is what it is.
It's dumb as hell. And then, well...
Because we could have just had Savage in Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, that would be totally
just
cool
been
with
Savage.
Savage and Farrell and the Opresses.
Yeah, we could have had them.
And
they could have, like, mirrored...
They still can be, like, Maul's brothers.
Yes.
Like, they talk about that.
And they could want revenge for their brother's death.
And
they could do that. They could have somehow found out. But
easily.
No. Instead, they're like, let's bring Darth Maul back with spider legs, and then weird chicken legs, and then he'll kill Satine.
And then a t-shirt in Rebels.
Yes.
He has a nice t-shirt. Even though I'm okay... I shouldn't say I'm okay with his return in Rebels, because at first I was, like, so pissed off.
Yeah.
Because I'm sick of Maul.
Yeah.
I am absolutely sick of him. But then
I have enjoyed everything that he's done in Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, most of those things could have been done by, like, Savage or another character, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could have written another character to do them.
Yeah.
Until now. Now I'm really excited that it's Maul, because I'm like, if Maul's going after Kenobi.
If Maul's gonna bring Obi-Wan into it, I'm a little more okay with him. Because I guess that if we can bring Obi-Wan into the story, if anyone can bring Obi-Wan into the story,
Fine.
then I'm more accepting of them.
Yeah.
Like, what? You want to go find Obi-Wan?
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll deal with you.
I'll deal with this bullshit because it means that we get Obi-Wan, who is absolutely still alive, and there's no reason not to visit him anyway.
No. They absolutely should. Luke cameo.
Yep.
The I dropped my power converters!
I saved up for 2 years for those!
Looks at camera. That's all we want, Dave Filoni.
Come on.
Put it in. And so we can bring Maul back that way so we can have Obi-Wan. As long as we have the real Husbando. The true Husbando.
The only
Obi-Wan
one.
Kenobi. The Obi-Wan.
The only one for me.
Yes. Then
Wah, wah.
I can make a little more sense of him.
I mean, at this point, it's been so long that, fine, I've accepted that he's alive.
It doesn't, so much of Maul doesn't make any sense to me, because why did Palpatine let him go?
Right.
That makes no sense to me.
Why would he have ever?
There's probably going to be a Maul book that explains how he escaped, but then I have a feeling that, like, Maul must have had a plan with that. Like, well, maybe they'll have, like, a thing where Palpatine, like, quote-unquote, let Maul go because he knew Maul was going to find the Jedi that were left over, and Palpatine maybe kind of knew Obi-Wan was still alive.
Like, maybe.
I don't
Maul
know.
never made sense to me, because I was like, the rule of two, I don't get it. They might have explained it someplace in somewhere I don't know. But I'm like, so Palpatine is there. Dooku is there.
I think Sith is more of, like, a title, so it's like...
He hadn't earned the Sith title yet?
Or he had earned the Sith title, but it was, like, taken from him.
Okay.
So...
Right. Okay.
Because it was him and Palpatine.
Oh, okay.
And then
Dooku comes along?
And then Dooku, he gets replaced with Dooku.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Darth Maul was like, no, I'm still Darth Maul.
And then, like, no. So it's kind of like a royalty thing. He's like, no, I strip you of your title.
Oh, okay. But he was still like, no, my name is Darth Maul. I had the name, you can't take it from me. And they
Which
were
is
like,
now he's just Maul.
Just Maul now, yes.
A good, high-quality name. I'm sure Palpatine was, like, really excited when he found, like...
He was like, I don't even have to make
Savage,
up...
Farrell, and
Maul. He was like, I don't even have to make up titles for you. I can
Thank
just put
God.
Darth in front of any of your names.
And when he gets to Anakin, he's just like, oh, crap.
Well, I know Padme's pregnant, so... Vader. And then because the Dooku is Darth Tyrannus. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, you're old, you're like a dinosaur.
Nailed it!
Rex! I got it! I'm so good at this!
You have a very old master. Old enough that he was a dinosaur.
Just,
there you go. What are dinosaurs? Shut up.
They exist. I'm
Maybe.
sure. Maybe.
mean-
There's definitely like dinosaur-looking people. Remember those like farmers from that?
Yeah. But this is the galaxy very far, far away. I'm not sure that they would have.
Remember that one like giant creature that was like let loose on Coruscant that had like the indestructible scales?
Oh yeah.
In Clone Wars.
And I also seem to remember, was it with Saw? I just remember like a pterodactyl. They were riding on pterodactyls.
Yeah. There's dinosaurs.
I'm pretty sure. Was that Saw's planet?
I think so.
Because isn't that where like Ahsoka's on the rock and then
I think there's like
she's on the rock and they try to.
I mean,
save
they're
her.
definitely not called pterodactyls.
No, but they absolutely are pterodactyls.
They're pterodactyls. they're accurate. That's what they are, man.
They're called pterodactyls.
I'm so glad because I always want to call them pterodactyls, just because it's more fun to say.
Right.
And people always correct me. They're like, you know it's I'm like, yes, I know it's pterodactyl.
I know what it is.
But it's way more fun to say pterodactyl.
Like every time I spell Canada and I just put C-A-N-A-N-A-N-A.
Yeah, Canada. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just more fun.
Like banana.
Yeah.
Or when, I just say Canadia.
Yeah.
From, there was a Lilo and Stitch joke, which I'm sure it's in a ton of other stuff too, where like they ask Pleakley and Jamba where they're from, and
Canada.
They're like, we're Canadians, and they're like, that means we're from Canada. There you go. Or so it's something along those lines.
That's
but
cute.
I'll say things like that, and
I'm not being serious, guys. I know.
Pterodactyl is just fun to say. You heard it here first. Put it on a shirt. Pterodactyl, which would just be pterodactyl on a shirt.
But you would like bold the P.
Pterodactyl. Anyway, so they're dinosaurs. And, so yeah, Maul sucks. Maul should be dead.
Maul should be dead. And
I'd like him way more if he...
I wish they
died.
had just done, if they
Or-
would have continued him through the movies, but they didn't, so what can you do?
Yeah, I do too. He was really cool. And a cooler design than
Grievous.
Grievous and
Even though
Dooku.
Grievous is a cool design.
I mean, Grievous can still exist because Grievous isn't like a Sith.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Dooku. You're the one that really did need to exist. Even though
I do like him in Clone Wars. a lot.
I do really like Dooku.
Yeah, me too.
I like Dookie.
But I just didn't like that every movie was like a bad guy of the movie, kind of. I was like, I don't...
No, I don't like that either.
Palpatine is the consistent villain through all of them, but, like...
You don't get a chance to be scared of any of the villains.
In this movie, we defeat this bad guy, and in this movie, we defeat this bad guy.
And
then at the end, Palpatine still wins, so...
No, especially when, like, Grievous ended up being the one that lasted through it all.
Right?
You're like, Grievous?
The Bionicle?
I'm like, I understand
Darth
that...
Maul should have been the one to exist through all of that.
Yeah, really should have. Or at least a little bit longer, because I understand, like, Anakin killing the Sith apprentice.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It makes sense, but, like, Grievous wasn't, like... Or make Grievous a little scarier, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
in the movies, he's not that...
I do like Obi-Wan killing Maul, though, out of, like, a revenge.
Oh, I love that.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, I like...
I guess, now I'm just talking myself in circles, where I'm like, God damn, I guess it does make sense. I just don't like it for some reason.
No!
That's like every fanboy on the internet being like, alright, I guess you're right, but... Rey should
Again,
still be a Skywalker.
It, like, should have went one of two paths, where either Maul... We continued on the path right here, where, like, Obi-Wan kills Maul and he stays dead, or... Obi-Wan still can't beat Maul right then.
Yeah.
Defeats him later throughout, like, the last 3 movies
Yeah.
or something. And he's like, I'm finally gonna get my revenge.
Kill Maul.
But-
If they... I mean, again, just, like, Maul was supposed to die there. It's very clear.
He's supposed to.
Like, because even if they just cut him off at the knees, it would be, like, symbolic of what he did to Anakin later.
Yeah, it would have been.
And he still falls into the pit.
Yeah.
But if he I would understand it way more. I'm like, okay, he cuts him off at the knees. He doesn't necessarily have to die there.
No.
The wounds are cauterized. He didn't cut through any, like,
Innards.
and he falls down. Then I could be like, alright, I understand how he survived.
And
that.
I understand why everyone would think he was dead, because I would have also thought he was dead.
Exactly. But the cut in half thing?
Yeah, no.
Come on.
Nah.
Alright, let's talk about the next shit husbando.
Alright, our next husbando is Boba Fett.
Boba Fett shit, what does he do? Nothing.
He's like, look at me, I'm here. But he doesn't say anything, so he doesn't say that.
Doesn't it? People will be like, he has cool armor. Do you know who else has cool armor?
Every other Mandalorian?
Every other Mandalorian, all the clone troopers.
Yep.
I guess they didn't come until later.
Yep.
Sabine has way cooler armor.
Yep.
But
Just,
I don't.
he doesn't do anything, and then
I
he falls down
personally
and he's
don't
dead.
even like his design that much.
I don't either!
I like Grievous's design. I like Maul's design. Like way better than
Then
Boba Fett's.
I guess, like, for the time.
I actually like
maybe it was
Jango's
super
armor. I'm like
cool.
looking at. I like Jango's armor more than Boba's.
Yeah.
It's a little cleaner looking.
Yeah.
But
I guess for the time,
maybe
it might have been, like, super cool.
when before Boba was established and everyone just thought he was like a paint. I guess a lot of people when he first came out thought he was like a painted stormtrooper.
Oh.
So I guess if
Whatever.
people thought it was that, it's cooler.
Let's talk about another character who fucking does nothing, dies, and then somehow is alive. And you're like, what?
What? I don't know this.
And again, we're talking
I think
strictly in
Boba
canon.
is re-established as dead.
Is dead
I-
in canon now? Maybe.
Okay, I'm quoting a Pablo Hidalgo quote, which, I mean, not all of his stuff is canon. His Twitter is his personal Twitter, so
Right.
not everything he says on there should be taken quite seriously. Is someone tweeted at him, like, in very broken English, like, is Boba Fett, like, dead,
Alive.
but with really bad words,
Uh-huh.
and so he just responded with a really broken English yes. So it was like, is Boba, like, Bobafetted, and Pablo just responded with, like, YARP.
Yarp.
So, yarp. So I'm not sure if he was just, like, joking or just, like...
Well, good. Because, I'm sorry. He fell down into that Sarlacc pit and died. That's all he
guess
did.
Maybe they were planning ahead with Darth Maul. Because if Boba Fett was intended to survive that the entire time, and they're like, we need another villain that everyone thinks is dead, but
there's no
lived.
way that Boba Fett was ever supposed to have
Phasma
survived that. I think that was just people being like,
bring back this character.
yeah.
We want more.
He was cool. Make him alive. Like he died.
He did nothing.
He fell into a pit
around a carbonated frozen Han.
Yeah. The end.
And I think he's in the comics. I mean,
he's got stuff in like Legends, obviously, because that was after they brought him alive. Brought him back to life.
People are going to be like, Court, you don't know anything about the comics. I'm like, no, because I don't read the direct Star Wars comic.
Oh.
Like, I think he's in that.
He might be.
Like, I haven't read that one. The only
ones that aren't
comics that I keep up with are the Poe Dameron one, the
Force Awakens,
the TFA one, which is just a retelling. I had the 3PO one,
Anakin and Obi-Wan,
and
you just bought Vader.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's not in that out of that. I don't know what's going on with Boba, but either way, boy,
is he boring. He's just like, ugh.
Like, and I like that they give him a little more in Clone Wars.
Yeah, they try.
They give him, like, obviously in the prequels, you're like, oh, he's a clone.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, that leads into, I can understand how people would like Jango Fett.
The OG clone.
Because he's the OG clone, he's got the cool Mandalorian armor, and you get to see him, like, interact with his son. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's cool stuff. Like, I'm like, I don't have a problem with people who are like, I like Jango Fett. And I'm like, cool. At least he's a human, and he interacted with people, and he said words, and he did some things.
And I really like the clones. And all the clones are him.
Yep.
So...
Yep, I love the clones.
I mean, the only reason I bought the Jango Fett Tsum Tsum was so I could,
You were like, well, it's kind of like having a Cody and a Rex Tsum.
It's kind of like it, right?
Right?
Jango's okay.
Yes.
I can put up with the...
If you're like, Jango is my husbando, I'd be like, that's fair. Mm-hmm. That's fair. If you're like, Boba is my husbando, I'm like, I'm gonna slap you.
I'm gonna slap you, man.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
What'd he do? And I just really can't see him doing much in canon. Well, so, like, this has been discussed and thrown around a little bit. Like, I don't think this would happen, but, I mean, I basically know it wouldn't happen because it's too repetitive. Mm-hmm. But someone brought up the thing that, since Kylo brought up the clone troopers, them being able to bring Boba back in to try to clone Boba to make more clone troopers.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that would be interesting if they did that in, like, the movies, or even on a side story. That'd be pretty interesting.
Because that would be them having to, like, recover him.
Yeah.
And that would be like, oh, well, maybe Sarlaccs, like,
they
preserve their food.
They do.
Right,
for
right.
a really long time, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense because, like, somebody went in there to get him out. Mm-hmm. He didn't rescue himself like some bullshit then.
No,
like, someone rescued him. I'd be like, okay. Okay.
That'd be a cool side story. Let me write it. I learned that raggle's not a word.
You can't write it, Courtney.
I can write it.
You can be the story group for it. That's all you can be.
I can write it. I know that raggle's not a word. So I'm therefore a high-class writer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about the other words? I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I know you make up words all the time.
All the time. But you know what? So did fucking Shakespeare. So...
Yeah. He did.
Heard it here first.
But are you calling yourself the next Shakespeare, Courtney?
Yes.
What a cocky cock.
So was Shakespeare!
It's true.
We're very similar. Me, Shakespeare, and Anakin Skywalker, like twins.
They're
triplets.
Good job. Alright, speaking of Anakin, let's move into your next shit husbando, Vader.
What is it? This is a whole podcast. It's like, what does he do? Nothing. It's garbage.
He's just a pawn the whole time.
If you've just watched the original trilogy on its own,
Vader is the most boring character.
He's so boring. And I understand back in the day.
Yeah.
Him being way more interesting because
He was like the first of his kind, I guess.
Yeah, he was this like mystical, terrifying kind of
Clad in black robot man.
so kind of terrifying. We don't know how to like. We haven't seen this really in a movie before. Not like a big blockbuster. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he, as far as a villain go, he doesn't hold up.
No.
He does not.
He's picked apart very easily.
Which is again why I'm really excited for Rogue One, because they can make him scary, and even the Vader comics,
yeah.
they can make him scary. I'm like, all right, at least Vader now is getting better.
Yes.
But there's still so many like hardcore.
The people who are like, I only like the original trilogy and Vader's scary. I'm like, well, you just said two very conflicting things. Like, you just said like 1 + 1 equals alligator, and I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. What you said makes no sense.
And if you admit that you just have like a certain nostalgia feeling for Vader,
Yes.
I'd get that more too. Like as a kid, if you were really scared of him, but like,
Yes.
does he hold up as a scary villain
No.
in just those movies? He doesn't do anything.
No, and when you take the entire picture into it, I'm like, Vader is a very tragic character, and like, I still don't like him because I liked Anakin,
Yeah.
and I'm like, Vader kills Anakin, essentially, so I'm like,
At least you're getting like a deeper storyline.
oh yeah, I'm like, oh, it's a beautiful picture at least, it's a beautiful circle.
And I want to talk about this gift set that I saw on Tumblr. Let me talk about this gift set I saw on Tumblr. So there's this gift set I saw on Tumblr.
Yeah? Alright.
Where Vader is doing his whole spiel, like, oh, there's a presence that I sense. Like, I have presence I haven't sensed since.
Yeah.
I haven't twist. I haven't
felt sense.
And I mean, most of us have assumed that he's talking about Obi-Wan, that he senses Obi-Wan for the first time in forever. But someone brought up the point of being like, I feel a presence, and the gift set cuts to Luke, a presence that I haven't felt since, and then it cuts to like a gif of Padme,
Uh-huh.
and
You were like,
emotions.
that's what I'm like. I'm like, he's a very good tragic character, because Anakin went from being a slave to finally a slave, and his whole life he was like, I just want to like save the people close to me, and then he kills all of them. He's responsible for all of their deaths.
And like what the Vader comics kind of go into is Vader slowly realizing
That
that
he's just a pawn.
he's a pawn, and that the Emperor's been lying to him.
Yeah.
Like the Emperor just when he kind of finds out that Luke's his son, and he's like, "Hey, I think Boba Fett is."
Is he in it?
I might
Does he
be
send
lying.
Boba out to?
He does. He sends Boba out to find Luke. I think.
Uh-huh.
I might be lying. You may be hearing canon stuff. You may be hearing complete bullshit. But that's what you get on Who Talks First.
Yeah.
I think. I haven't gotten this far in the comic. This is just what I've heard.
I think someone's told me that.
Yeah, that Vader sends Boba to go, because, like, Luke says, I'm Luke Skywalker, and he's just like,
Huh. It's a really common last name, but...
hey, Boba, can you go, like, research this kid? Just, check him out. And then he, like, traces him back to Tatooine, and Vader's like,
Huh, Tatooine, huh?
Hey, Boba, can you do something, like looking into Padme's, like, death records,
See if she was, like,
Was
pregnant.
Was she pregnant? And then they, like, go look it up, and they're like, no, she'd given birth. And then
Vader's like,
then Vader starts, like, freaking out, and I'm pretty sure he does send Boba out to do that.
you know what, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a good use of Boba.
Good use of Boba. No, I want Boba. Let's go get some. Well, I want the drink.
I want
Boba.
the drink Boba,
Yeah.
But I'm like, alright, those are things that I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Because those are things that have since come out later that, like, make these characters
Yeah.
cool. But when I
there's-
talk to people and they're like, I like Boba Fett, and I'm like, why? And they're like, his armor's cool. I'm like, that's it? I hate you.
Me and you are very attached to character arcs, though. Like, to a problem.
I mean...
I don't think there's ever been, like, a single character that I'm like, I just like him because he looks cool.
Because it's so shallow.
And
I'm also like, your shitty shallow character gets way more merch than my good
that's
characters do.
actually...
I get very salty.
This is what this podcast is about 100%, is the merchandise.
Yep.
Hands down. Because I want prequel merchandise, which we never get.
I want Anakin merch, not Vader merch.
Yeah. Oh,
I want Obi-Wan
I
merch,
want-
not Maul merch.
well, I want young Obi-Wan
Well,
merch.
yes. Yeah.
Because I want that They have a wall at Disneyland that's Vader and Obi-Wan fighting. If that were the
Anakin.
Mustafar fight,
Oh my god.
I would buy that in a heartbeat.
I would cry every time I looked at it.
That's why
I want it so bad, though.
when that pin came out with Obi-Wan and
Yep.
Anakin,
Birthday present.
bless.
I was like, this is the best birthday present ever.
This is the greatest. But I'm like, I am really liking the stuff they're doing with the new expanded universe. And once I obviously read all of the Vader comic, I've heard nothing but wonderful things about.
I've heard it's very good.
I'm sure they're making Vader a much stronger character. But if you're just thinking in the aspects of
The original movies.
I just
nothing.
And I understand he's the masked character. He's a little bit easier to translate to all these things.
I
But
don't care. I hate it.
just give me, like, I'd rather have, like, Luke's X-Wing helmet on all this stuff.
Because, again, I also have a problem with villains being on everything. I'm like, villains. Like, it's not like they were, like, gray villains. Yeah. Vader was a villain. He killed children. Anakin killed children. He killed his wife. Killed his best friend.
And
he tried to kill his son and daughter. Like, it's not like he was like, oh, this war does terrible. No.
I want, like, Palpatine merch everywhere. Just Palpatine's face.
Palpy!
Your old friend!
Palpy! Palpatine!
It's
in the name.
Pal it.
You can trust me, Anakin.
It's fine.
You can call me Palpy.
Because even, like, as someone who, like, loves Kylo, even I'm, like, there's Kylo's face on every merchandise thing, like, the boxing for it. But even I am, like, I don't like just, like, the mask on stuff. It's mostly when it's just, like, a screen-printed image. I like more, like, original art on stuff.
That's true.
I'm just not. I just want more. I want merch of other characters. Especially when they're just going to do screen-printed images.
Right.
Where you can put
anyone you want on it, because those images already exist.
Yeah.
So just do it. These are good characters.
They are good characters.
They're such good characters. They're way better than these characters.
Come on. And
do it for the fans who sit here and analyze things.
For the people who will obviously spend their money.
Yes.
I guess at Disneyland, probably. I'm becoming one of those, like, horrible Star Wars fans that I'm like, you don't know nothing when I'm, like, overhearing people at the parks. I forgot, because I was there yesterday, and someone was explaining something to, like, a friend of theirs, and I was like, that's wrong. You're just completely false about this. I think it was something about, like, Anakin building R2, and I'm like, he didn't build R2. R2 belonged to Padme.
Yeah.
I was like,
Padme's droid.
I'm like, come, that's, she don't know. Come on. But
he was in charge of, like, Padme's security, wasn't he? Didn't he have, like, all of her, the blueprints to her entire, like,
I think so.
chaos on him?
I think he was.
I think he was the security droid.
It's like, I got this.
Which is cute, because then, like, he's always been in charge of, like, secure information. So when it comes down to Leia being like, get this to Obi-Wan, he's like, I got it. I'm good with handling top secret information. And then also when you have the other piece to Luke.
R2 was never mind wiped.
No.
That's still blowing my mind that he knew everything this whole time and is just an asshole.
Yeah.
Asshole.
He's
like, I have a feeling that, like, beep, beep, beep. Somewhere in canon they're going to have to mind wipe him before A New Hope. Or at least parts of it. Because, like, I was talking about this with a friend of mine, that, like, R2 was just really determined to prove that he could keep secrets. Like, he made a bet with, like, 3PO before he got his mind wipe, being like, R2, you're such a blabbermouth. You can never keep secrets. Never. And then R2's like, watch me do it. I'll show you. And then when, like, Leia's kissing Luke, he's like, look at me, 3PO, still not telling.
He just turns his head, he's like,
so I kept the secret.
And C-3PO's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's fighting Vader, and Luke's fighting Vader, and be like, see?
I'm not saying the secret. And C-3PO's like, I don't know what you keep talking about. I've been mind wiped like 12 different times. Just today.
At the end, they hand over, like, a bunch of credits, being like, I won the bet. I kept all the secrets. Luke's like, are you kidding me? You couldn't have told me? I had a real big crush on Leia.
He's like, I thought it was funny. I don't understand
you, human. It was hilarious.
R2's like, whatever. I don't even understand kissing. So you humans are weird.
Just
I used to watch Padme and Anakin do that all the time, and I know that they weren't allowed to do it. So as far as I know,
they didn't even know I was in the room. Beep 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 beep.
Beep boop. R2 here. Recording everything.
Need this for my stash.
Later, like Luke's going through. He's like, what are all these weird videos on here? Ah!
Mom! Dad! R2 never had this. I was never mind wiped.
R2's
I
like,
was
what?
never wiped. You just have like hours of smut on you.
You thought that Anakin became Darth Vader and he wasn't really kinky and didn't want to record their sex all the time? Come on. You thought that what?
The most
Beep boop.
beep boop. Rolls away. Done with this shit. The
His
Skywalker shit.
little army's up.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever, man.
Well, speaking of little armies,
Chopper.
the last shit. He's not a husbando, but I hate
Maybe for
Chopper.
some people.
Chopper is like growing on me in like an ironic way that I hate him so much that I almost like am liking him. Just because Chopper
In
is,
the way you want Yoda to grow on me, but it never will.
yeah, but like Chopper's like a psychopath. Just he killed that. Well, I mean the droid lived,
But only because it was Disney.
hands down, Chopper murderer.
Murderer.
Like, and not in the murderer kind of way like R2 is. Like
Like murdering, defending himself? No, like Chopper straight up killed another droid because he was jealous. There was going to be another droid on the ship.
Yep.
He was like right out the airlock.
Yeah, there he pushes him.
Yeah.
Damn.
They were like, oh, Chopper. And I was like,
murderer.
murderer.
If someone had done that to Chopper, you would have been
Yeah.
devastated.
Yeah. But it's okay because there's another droid. Racism. Droidism.
Droidism. Anyway, guys, who are your favorite Star Wars characters? Who are your least favorite Star Wars characters? I guess you have Yoda. You don't like Yoda.
I don't, but I think
And you don't like Han.
I think we need to do a bunk, marry, kill
Oh, bunk, marry, kill. Oh, God.
between the Maul, Boba, and Vader.
Oh, damn it.
Kill. Well, I'm not gonna.
Can you even bonk Maul? Can you even do it?
Could be before. Well, I think I've already said that I would bunk Maul.
Oh, did you? Okay, I think. Alright.
I feel like that was in another one. I'm gonna kill Vader. Because there ain't no bonking or marrying happening there.
No.
Like, he's all burnt.
I'll marry Boba Fett because he's a clone, so.
Yeah, okay, I'll marry Boba, bonk Maul, kill Vader.
Yeah.
It's not Anakin in there.
Yeah, I'm like,
so
it's not Anakin.
it's not Anakin. And he's all burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, who knows if anything's been done.
I don't think there is. Probably was the first thing to go in the lava.
You know what? I mean, man, Darkseid doesn't have very much luck with
The genitals.
their genitals.
Maul doesn't have it. Unless he's got a robo one.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Vader could maybe get a robo one installed. He's just like, hey, Palpy,
I need a robo dick.
I need a robo dick. And Palpy's like, I got you.
Duh.
I got
gotcha.
you. Yeah, good old friend Palpy here. Getting you a robo ding dong.
Made sure to keep it all in place. But yeah, I think I agree. That's the bonk, marry, kill.
Yeah.
I guess.
Could touch Maul's little head spikies while he's bonking me. I'd be
God.
I'd be like, let me feel those little hornies.
Eyebrow raggle. Raggle should be a word.
Wiggle.
No.
Or just waggle, but
I
not
know it's
raggle.
waggle, but it's
Waggle the eyebrows.
Raggle should be a word, guys.
It doesn't need the R in there. Just waggle.
Anyway, guys.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Sorry if we've insulted your husbandos.
Yes.
Kind
This
of.
is probably the most entertaining episode of Who Dogged First you've ever listened to.
But you know what? If you're insulted, just shut up and go buy merch, because your
you
merch
have
exists.
all the merch. I'll
So-
shut up when I get young Obi-Wan merch, Bail Organa merch.
Young
That's never gonna
Anakin,
happen.
just Anakin merch, not young
Yeah.
Anakin, just Anakin.
Yeah.
Why do they keep making all this baby fucking Anakin merch? Nobody likes blonde Anakin. It made no sense. Are you an angel? Unless it's merch where it's just Anakin going, are you an angel? I'll be like, okay, I'll buy that.
All right. But like Revenge of the Sith is easily everyone's favorite prequel. Or
Right.
not, I shouldn't say everyone's, but most people's favorite prequel.
Yes.
Where's the merch?
Where? Where is it?
Like, it's my second favorite Star Wars movie.
Yep.
Come on.
Come on.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Who Talks First. We'll
see you next time.
see you next time.
And who knows what we'll talk about. We'll try not to insult you next week.
No, this
try.
is just us talking. This is where the Knights of Rant.
This is where we really, who we really are deep down.
Yep.
Just shit talkers.
Shit talkers.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye, guys.